Hello, YouTube. How y'all doing? It is now 3:36. Actually, I gotta go get my nephew up from his nap. Um, okay, my main topic right now is Toonami. Yes, they're bringing Toonami back to Cartoon Network. 6 days from now. Um, so next Saturday, Toonami will be back on the air on Cartoon Network. Now, I have been unable to actually do the actual celebratory dance and scream and jump out the window and run around the neighborhood naked deal. I want to, but um, I guess the most I can do right now is just make a video. Uh, and I guess like maybe reminisce about how it was back in the day before they got rid of Toonami. Um, I remember, when I was younger, so much younger, before I had all of this. Um, Man, Toonami was like Toonami was like the icing on the cake when you got home from school. It was like, it was the cake and the icing, and all the extra treats and presents you get with it. So like your birthday every time you got home from school, man. You know, it's like, oh man, episode of Gundam was the bomb. Oh man, episode of Ronin Warriors was the bomb. I remember Ronin Warriors. Ronin Warriors was my junk, man. Sage of Halo. Yes, that's my dude. Thunderbolt cut all the way. Um, anyway, yeah, man, I was, I was like too caught up in that, man. Anime, I remember like thinking that I'd never seen anime before that. It was like, I mean, like really seeing it. I was like telling my friends, man, the first anime I ever saw was, it was Dragon Ball where Master Roshi got all buff and shot that laser at the mountain with his own hands and stuff like that. That was the jump, man. If there was any moment in all the anime that set it off for me, that was it. Master Roshi going from that stick figure of a man to that big old buff nigga shooting lasers at it. Boo! I was like, did you see that? No, nobody else in the room with me. I was just like, did you see that? Talking to the air, talking to the angels in the room. Yeah, man. I was tripping out when I saw that jump, man. And then, man, all this other anime on Toonami, Tenchi Muyo, Outlaw Star, those two blew me away beyond anything ever. You know, Tenchi Muyo was my junk, man. I was like, I always told everybody, I'm different from all these other dudes. I ain't like all these other dudes. I ain't like him. I ain't like these perverted niggas all over the place. Part of my language. But yeah, man, that's how I was. I was like, I'm not gonna treat girls bad. I'm not gonna be some dude that only looks at girls as like as like an object and whatnot. And I made it a point to put forth the effort to not just stare at girls and stuff like that. And like Tenchi was like my anime definition of who I wanted to be, man. He had all these hot girls around him. He treated them all good. They were all throwing themselves at him and everything. And he was just like, hey, I'm trying to finish school. It was the bomb, man. Um, you know, it was just like, man, that's my dude, Tenchi Muyo. And then you got, Gene Starwind from Outlaw Star. Oh, did I get his name right? Is this Gene Starwind? I'm not sure, man. It's been a while since I've seen it. But lost my sister. Yeah, man, that was my junk. So I really miss those shows. I really do, and I'm glad that they're gonna be bringing it back. Um, I just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, so many good shows on that darn thing. But it was like I just remember like going to school, coming back from school, like talking to my friends and whatnot. Talking about the different shows and everything that was on the TV, Cartoon Network. Kept that thing on all the time, all the time. My stepdad wasn't watching sports; it was on Toonami. You know, I used to start calling the station Toonami. Cause like I didn't watch Cartoon Network; I watched Toonami. Nah, um, it was that's what it was, man. You know, I don't even remember some of the other shows they had on during that time. I think they had like cow and chicken and stuff like that, and Schnookums and meat. You know, Pith Possum was okay. I like the theme from Pith Possum. I wish I could find that. That was a pretty good show. It's cheesy, but it was okay. Um, but man, it's like you just couldn't top all the anime. You just couldn't top it. It was just like back to back, awesome every day of the week for like that specific time frame after you get out of school. All right, if you had a hard day at school, you got home, get your homework done, and straight up Toonami. There you go, right there. Anything that happened to you during the day is like blown out of the water by anime. For real, you know. Eh. Oh man, I don't know if it's gonna be the same way though. I don't know. It's been some what 4 years. It's been a while. So yeah, man, I don't know if it's gonna be the same deal or whatnot. Tsunami faithful to the end. No lie. You know, I remember just being like, man, I wish Tsunami was back. Telling my nephews, man, Tsunami this, Tsunami that, to the point they got sick of hearing about it. You know, my youngest nephew, well, not my youngest, more like my oldest nephew, was like, Uncle, why you always talking about Toonami? Why you always talking about Toonami? Always talking about the stuff they had on Toonami. Was it really that good? Sometimes I couldn't even answer him because I want to say yes, but if I say yes, then I have to explain, and I have to explain it for like 30 minutes, like I am now. Well, 6 minutes and some change right now. Man, I'm just glad that they're bringing it back. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't like flop, man. I really do. It's a different world out there. Kids watch different stuff. The past 4 years, a lot has changed. For real. Um, I'm glad they got a different lineup and whatnot. Do da da da. Yes, it's a good anime. It's a good anime, man. I don't know if that's gonna be a bit too mature, but no, I don't think so, man. Because you know, they gotta have some serious shows up there. And doing that show is sort of serious, but at the same time, it's funny. Um, is it okay? Let me stop. But yeah, man. I really hope that people who are basically somewhat new to anime, still get will be able to get into it. Um, cause like I don't know. It was different back then, man. It was different. It was like anime was like completely like it wasn't really like completely new, but at the same time, it was like the fanatics of anime, and then everybody else who likes cartoons. It was just like it was unusual, but it wasn't unheard of. Okay, I think that's a good way to say it. Um, and like I remember like trying to remember like back the first anime I saw. At first, I thought it was Dragon Ball with Goku, um, Master Roshi going all big and buff and shooting that laser and blowing up the fire mountain. No, I thought that was my first anime. It wasn't. I've seen a few animes before that, like Lupin. Um, what is it? I saw some anime that was about Hiroshima. You know, it was actually like an extremely, very, very, very serious anime. It was like a documentary almost, but every night I was up watching it. I was like, I loved it, man. I was just like, kid was walking around seeing burnt, decrepit bodies on the ground and stuff, talking to his mom about what happened. She would explain all this stuff and everything, and she talking about the government and all that. I was hooked on it, man. I just sit there and just like soaked it all in like a sponge. I just loved that damn thing. I don't even know what it's called. It was like it was in subtitles and everything, and the end, what is it, the title was like totally in like another language. I don't even remember what the name it was. But even before that one, there was when I was like how young how young was I don't even remember. Something like Mother Goose and Grimm. They had an anime that was like the whole thing was anime. And I honestly didn't know it until like I actually looked it up on I think like Retro Jump and looked at the intro song they have. Anime. The whole thing was anime. It was like Mother Goose tales and stuff. It was all anime. It's like, what in the world? Um, yeah, that's basically it. I'm running on 10 minutes now. I don't want to get this thing too long. But I'm so glad that they're bringing it back. I really am. And I just hope, people enjoy it as much as I did when I was younger. I enjoy it now, you know. And, yeah, man, I mean, it's going to be different, with the different types of media and stuff they got now. You can go on, like, different websites and stuff and look up a lot of anime now. A lot of the mainstream anime, most people probably may have seen it already. You know, stuff that's really popular out there. People may have seen like most of the episodes online and whatnot. But then you got to account for the people who don't really have computers, people who don't really have access to cable. The way the world is now, that's not gonna be as many people as it was back when I was younger. For real, we had a computer. No, we could barely play Star Wars Dark Forces on our computer. The computer was like old and man, not even nothing like what we have now. No, I think we were like one of the few people in the neighborhood that had a computer, and our computer sucked. You know, so somebody come over the house, like, oh man, y'all got a computer, dog. Oh wow, what games y'all got up there? Y'all got solitaire. I want to play solitaire, man. Solitaire. Oh, I remember, man. Solitaire was the jump. Ooh boy, get yourself some online hearts going. You were set for the day. Wow. Well, I feel old saying that, but at the same time, that's how it was, man. That's how it was. Um. Anyway, y'all take care, man. Peace, love, much respect, all that goodness, and that's it. I get to what's the button? That there's the button. Ah, yeah.